What's up, you guys? Welcome back. We're going to do another live haircut. You know what? I did one the other day, and I set it to unlisted. So I'm going to set that over for the members. You guys can check that out. Feel free to ask any questions as we go. And if you're watching this and you missed it live, set the notification so you don't miss these lives and you do have these opportunities. Because essentially, I'm going to do a demonstration in front of you, and you guys are going to have every opportunity to pick my brain about how I do things. And we're gonna have some fun. I'm actually going to use the Ennis Fat Master blade. We got a Fat Master blade up in the house, and we're gonna use that when the time gets to it. Shout out to Williamsport Barber Supply for sending me that clipper so that we can do this haircut and we can test it out. So, any special requests, man? We'll do the skin fade like we always do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the top getting kind of long for you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just so I can just brush it over, put a little gel in it, brush it over.
Pushing it that way, right?
Yeah. I don't know. My hair goes.
Which way? I feel like I've done your hair both ways. But we're not putting a hair part in it, so it don't matter. You know what? Just for fun, let's start with the top. We'll start by grabbing some scissors, and I will get a taper comb, and I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer in. And possibly even use that board for a second. Alright, so we'll start by wetting them down with my leaf blower. Where you guys tapping in from, drop it in the comments. We've been doing pretty good with these lives. Last live got 10,000 views in 2 hours. So it seems that this is a format that you guys are rocking with. You guys are enjoying. And I'm going to try to make this even better by adding a little bit of board work to what we're about to do here. So I will be using a very simple technique to cut the top, one that has served me well for just about every single situation imaginable for the last 20 years. There's a couple little things that we might do a little bit different, but over here I'm going to make 2 little diagrams. One, just a circle, and the other one we'll just do like a half moon, and we're going to pretend that those are his eyes and he is a happy guy. He is a happy guy. All right? We're going to take our Mohawk guideline, just like this, and then when we take in the next section, I'm going to draw this, and you guys are going to see sort of what it looks like there. So you guys are able to see that, and let's go ahead and we'll start with that. So I'm always, as good practice, just going to comb the front of the hair out of the way, and we're going to do this quick, guys. Don't worry, we're going to get to the fade, and we'll take about this much off here. A couple little tips here: if you don't want to cut yourself, don't open your shears too much. If you notice, I barely open my shears, kind of like that. You know, I make the little brace with my fingers, and I barely open my shears. You should always be holding the comb. You should always hold the hair with either the comb or your fingers. Damn it. The other one I just... All right, I got 2 clients I asked to come early. One did, and the other one didn't, so he got in first. All right, so anyways, we're going to see we have a guideline right here, and we have long hair right here. And that's exactly what you're going to see here. So we're going to go through, and we're going to cut that, and our guideline's going to get wider. So notice I'm staying a little bit further back from the bangs. It's just good practice. It's not really super necessary in this case because he combs it over. But I'm just picking up that hair alongside the guideline, holding it out to 90 degrees, cutting it. The other thing is, I don't really want to make a section that's too much wider than the width of my comb right here. So, lifting that up, I can see my guide cut. And as you probably have guessed by now, this guideline has just gotten to be about this wide, right? Now, I could continue this all the way down the sides, over directing a little bit back off of the bangs, making sure that I don't cut the bangs too short. Take this down the sides a little bit. I'm not going to go much further down than this though, because we're gonna get into a skin fade here in just a minute. But I don't really have to do too much in this section because we're going to do a skin fade, and we're going to wind up cutting this area shorter. And if you guys would like, we could use the blur, the flare, and the Fat Master blade, and I can give you guys a little bit of an idea of which one, you know, that I think is best. Oddly enough, you guys are going to have to watch the full video on the Fat Master's blade installation it's a little bit ridiculous. His hair seems to kind of want to come over this way, pretty good. Or will it come over this way? I feel like it will do both. Without too much trouble, it will kind of do both. But if I was going to put a hard part in his hair, I think just based on the flow of it, I probably would comb it this way over. So based on what his curls are wanting to do, this is kind of the way that I'm going to cut it. Of course, he'll be open to style it both ways because we're not doing a hard part. So remember how we left the bangs out? Now, if you look over at the board for a second, all I've done here was I actually cut that hair and I kept it 90 degrees in scalp. I picked up those sections. So for a little while, my guideline was that wide, and then it got wider, 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 and he has gotten happier all along the way. You see that smile? All right, so we'll comb his bangs down. Now we're gonna address the bang section. I'm gonna try to cut them a little shorter, get them to stop curling up so much, so they actually will lay over. And he's not afraid to use a little bit of pomade or gel or something at the end if we have to get it to stay over. But I think it's gonna stay over better if we cut it in the crest of that wave there. So this does not have to be perfect, nor will it be perfect, because curly hair is gonna do whatever it wants. So we try to cut this under no tension, little to no tension. And then probably once the hair is dry, I'll go back and readjust a little bit. But now I've cut my interior and I've cut my exterior down to the 0 right there. So we will do this here.
Picked the wrong day.
Comb this out. Yo, Mikey.
Yeah.
Come in for a second.
You good?
I texted him too. You never texted me back.
Oh shit, you're good, man.
I wound up.
Run to the gym?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, give me an hour.
Okay.
So you good with that?
Yeah, I'll go to the gym.
Don't get the muscles too big, bro.
I thought you were might have missed me because I came back late, but it's
it's all good. My bad. I just went live with him, so I want to give
do your thing, bro.
Gotta give the people the show, bro.
I'll be back.
All right. That worked out perfect.
There you go.
He came in gym ready too. He was all ready to go. He was like, you know what? He was trying to come here for the excuse to skip the gym, I think.
Yeah. Then he said,
And then he's like, man, I gotta go.
No cheat day for you.
Yep. Okay, guys, so I'll walk you through this real quick. If you see when I cross-check, that was the length that I already cut. Now, when I come down here, you're going to see some short hairs in the very front. Those are the ones that I cut as bangs. So now, what I'm looking to do here is take my shortest length from here, my shortest length from here, and cut what sticks out. We have covered this in much better fashion on other videos to show you guys how to properly blend the bangs in. And this will stop you from having that big buildup of weight, you know, there. How about that? Y'all are all right, man. There's only 8 of you in the room right now, and you've already given 5 thumbs up. That's how I know you guys are the ones that rock with me. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on this blend. It's obviously been a while since he's had a haircut. We can't see what we're doing if we put a skin line into that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start this off with the Rebel, and we will get a different comb. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the Zuka neck guard on. You're gonna do that real quick because you are not dirty yet. Check out the new studio blower, y'all. Beautiful, man. To have something like this with this much power. I'm gonna do a full video on it. I actually just finished it up for the most part. But before we cut with all the clipper stuff, because he's probably got to go back to work. You gotta go back to work?
Yeah.
We want to keep him clean, right? And that's why I put this Zuka neck guard on here. So now he'll be clean as a whistle when he leaves. And let's start by using a little bit of a reverse clipper over comb technique. By just combing this down, feeding it into the clipper guard. Basically what you're doing, if you tip this off the side of the head, it's the same as if you had it here tipped off the side of the head. So you can begin to kind of blend in. And his hair is not easy to cut, y'all. Me doing this live, you know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't do this stuff. A lot of people wouldn't do live cuts like this because everybody's so obsessed with showing you how perfect they are. And I'm just trying to show you guys how to do it. I know I'm good at this. I built a giant business doing this. I've been doing this since 2001, 2002. I have nothing to prove other than help you guys. So there we go. I'm taking it down. And I will get that blur. I will get the blur blade, the flare blade, and I do have the Andis Masters blade. And I'll show you guys how I'll use those. And oddly enough, for all the bullshit you got to go through to get your Andis Masters working, I actually think that Fat Masters blade on the Andis is awesome to use. This is the first time I've done the live in horizontal in a while. We almost always did them in vertical, and it does seem like more people watch when I do it vertical, so maybe I'll do that, but it's just so much easier for me to film and spin him. So for those of you guys who tuned in, we do appreciate you. Where you tapping in from? What we up to today? Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of clipper over comb to handle that connection into the top. And some of it's already a little bit blended out just due to the way that I held the comb when I came down. So this is something just super easy and essential to me to know how to do clipper over comb. Comb this out. Really like this comb for this particular hair because like his hair is really curly, but it's also very fine. And this comb actually has a ton of teeth. Even when I'm doing like people's hair with like really thick hair, I might want to comb with a little bit wider of teeth. But in this case, when the hair is very fine and you want to control it, this really is the best comb for the job right here. So just softening up that connection into the top, and of course we're going to put our skin line in here in just a second. You guys can call what machine you want me to put my skin line in with. I could go out front and go get whatever you want, but right now it's a toss-up between either my Cyborg or my Instinct trimmer. I got these two right here. Which one y'all want? Which one should we use? Well, you're deciding. I will start with this one here. This trimmer, it's just so good. I mean, watch how quick this cut's just found to nothing. I mean, as fast as I can move is as fast as this hair is going to come off. Maybe that's why there's not so many people tuning in. I don't have my MAGA hat on.
Or you're just not stumbling over your words enough.
Yeah, that's true. Did you guys see the Alzheimer's doctor making visits to the White House?
Yeah, I did.
And then yesterday they had to they had to do a little, well, he's there treating soldiers. Huh.
That's funny.
You got soldiers at the White House who have Alzheimer's? I mean, I didn't know that.
I don't either.
That would be news to me. I'm guessing that that's probably true,
Yeah.
but I don't know. You know, I've never heard of that. You'd figure that they'd be in a hospital or something,
Right?
or that they would get treated there. Parkinson's.
Well, you know, they're building.
That's what the talk was. It was Parkinson's yesterday.
They're building a VA over here.
Are they?
Yeah. Nice VA.
Where?
Over, you know the old Naples golf course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a VA there.
Yeah, he's gonna put a VA there. He donated it.
I thought they were supposed to do it with a pop stroke in the woods.
No. You know, Daddy bought that, right?
Rhino?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Daddy bought that just to do that. And then he donated it. I mean, it's nice. He donated it. He gave it to the VA. You know?
Must have needed that right off.
Yep.
As you guys can see, this trimmer, no snags, no pulls, and I don't have this really like aggressively zero gap. If you guys are dropping comments, I don't know if I'm able to see him or not. Oh, there they go. I see him now. He said use the Cyber. Lakeland around the corner. What up? What up, Anthony? Now I see him. I didn't have the comments on, so feel free to talk that trash right now, and I'll make sure I dish it right back to you. There's a guy dropped a comment on my latest video. That was a fire cut. I don't care what nobody says. That was a fire cut, really well filmed. And he just drops a comment that says bad haircut. Now I click on this dude's thing. He's wearing a white mesh shirt, and he's got 13 subscribers. And I'm like, bro, how am I gonna have a beta male come at me? You know what I mean? Like it's a feminine trait. That's what I love about this, right? There's a ton of hair on the floor. I'm not gonna move the phone to show you, but man, when I hit this button here, and we take off on it, all the hair in my little studio here, it just blows right over there. It's fantastic. So it definitely has earned a permanent location in the shop. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to the Instinct shaver.
You going to any games?
Those games?
Yeah.
Hope so.
What do you think?
I think we're gonna be terrible this year.
Again?
Not again, me, bro. You're a Dolphins fan.
No, I'm not a Dolphins fan.
We own you. We own you.
Yeah.
You're a Dolphins fan.
No.
Since when you're not a Dolphins fan? You
I'm
gave
a
up?
Hurricane fan. I ain't ever gonna be a Dolphins fan.
Man, you hear this? City abuse.
I'm a Ravens fan. Lamar all the way.
Of course you are now.
Always been.
It would be nice to just switch teams every once in a while and just say that I always have
Well,
winning
hold on,
team.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you in another like 4 months. And I'll let you know what team's doing good.
Low key, I tried to change teams once, many years ago.
What, think it
But-
would have like a reverse effect?
Yeah, I just thought like if I started rooting for somebody else,
Your team would do good?
and you know what happened? You know what team it was?
What?
It was the Lions. And we know how that went. So I just couldn't gather the, like when I watch a Bills game, bro, like it honestly is like I have Tourette's. Like I might just let out a scream. It could be a quiet place. And I just let something loose, you know what I mean? I mean, I've literally been in like a movie theater watching my game on my lap and let out a big yell at an inappropriate time.
You haven't broken any TV screens yet?
And I might not even say words. It might just be like a Joe Biden like statement. Shimmin' in the bio. The beta males out there. Peter, I just seen you said to use the cyber. I'm sorry, I used the other one, but I used the cyber to detail afterwards. Okay, man. So with all that out of the way, we are almost to the point where we're gonna start using something other than our normal stuff. But let's put in our guidelines, and we're gonna begin. Use a little clipper manipulation. You guys know how I like to do it. I like to scoop out a little bit. I always start behind the ear, get an idea of what the clipper wants to do. Now I know his hair pretty good. And to be real with you guys, if you guys want to use the type of scooping technique you see me using, you have got to have a sharp blade. You do not want to do this with a blade that could pull. I was actually trying to use something else the other day, and I went to go use that technique, and I yanked somebody's hair out real bad. I felt so bad that he's a waiter at Outback. I felt so bad that I went down there. I ordered a smoked porterhouse, and I gave him a $50 tip. Yo, they don't have, listen, Outback don't have this on the menu, the smoked porterhouse. It's a seasonal item. But if you're aware of it, you can ask for it at any time throughout the year. And they will give it they'll give it to you. Dude, they cut it and they make it so tender and they never miss.
They cut it for you?
They cut it for you, bro. T-bone, the whole nine, you know what I mean? It's such a good steak, dude. You don't even gotta have teeth. If you're sitting here watching this live, you ain't got no teeth, you're good. You're good. Go over there. Tell them Smoke Porterhouse. Tell them Eddie sent you. There we go, guys. Just snapping in that open taper guideline. We're going to switch over to using the stuff that I promised here in a second. All right? We'll go Andis Fat Masters. We got the Blur Blades. We got all kind of stuff to try. See which one we like the most. And we'll see how well could they actually, like, what kind of dent can they make on that skin line removal process? You think they could do it or not? I know for a fact the Masters can't, but let me go get the other ones. Give me a second. Keep them entertained, David.
Keep them entertained. Half a haircut.
Mario. With the matter daddy. There you go, man. I don't know what it is with Jeep, but I think all the thing I need is the matter daddy. They never hook up my steering a lot. Good man. I'm sorry to tell, just woke up. What the hell is the matter daddy? Can I get up? I don't know, baby. What's going over here? Tell me. What's wrong over here? Working over here, bro. That mower looks nice. I'm gonna chase you down in my boat. Yep. You'll be in trouble, bro. I'll be jumping the wakes off the back of your boat. All right, y'all. We're back here. So this is what we got right here, y'all. We have the Blur Blade original. We have the Blur Blade, the new Blur Blade. You see how it's shaped a little bit different, these two? Then we have the Flare Blade, which this is another type of blade that does the same thing. And we have the Fat Master Blade, which I've only used for one haircut. Williamsport Barber Supply sent it. If you guys are interested in it, you guys can check that out. But I was surprised to see that it already rusted a little bit after only using it one time. So if I put that in the closed position, look how far back that's set. Kind of sucks, but it gets pretty far back here. So what we're gonna do here, we'll start with each one. If y'all want to see something different, call them out. We'll check it out, and yeah, let's make it happen.
How often you gotta change the blades?
You don't really change them too often, and if you drop them or if they go dull or something, that's kind of when we wind up changing them most of the time. But for the most part, they're usually. All right, here we go, y'all. We'll start with this in the open position, and let's see how well it can blend into that 3. If it snags, anything like that. The Andis Masters is it's a little bit of a weird tool in the way they're built. They're built really good, don't get me wrong, but they're not really built to be customized like some of the other stuff is now. There's a lot of things that they could actually do to really improve this clipper and make it a super good clipper to use if they wanted to, but I just don't think they're gonna change what they're doing. Gotta say though, being that I put that guideline in pretty soft there, that seems to have done a pretty good job there. I'm gonna go ahead and start moving this lever down a little bit. I like the crunch, man. That's making a nice little crunch right there.
You ready for the Olympics?
Oh, they got golf in the Olympics this year, bro. I'm really ready for that. I think I was looking at the people who are going to be there. I forget who we picked. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler should be there.
Obviously.
The felon. All right, so we're going to close this all the way, and let's see what it can do to that skin line. Absolutely nothing. This is not going to remove any skin lines. But I got to say, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think it actually did a pretty good job above that, like for that connection. And there's something about, like, as it's cutting, it feels pretty predictable. Like, I'm going into this section, I see it's a little dark, I could close this a little bit. I'm just using a couple of the corner teeth. And definitely I like with the predictable, like, cut. Like, I could tell right away that I could cut pretty good hair with this. I don't really need it to remove the skin line. It's more of a curiosity than anything else. All right, let's switch to the new version of the Blur Blade, which you'll notice, I actually have this on a Rebel, and you'll notice that this thing is actually set pretty damn close, which means that it should be able to do a better job at chipping into this skin line. Holy shit, y'all. This is working. It's working.
It's like you're surprised you're a barber.
Yo, this skin line, this thing is kind of getting rid of the skin line. I am surprised because generally speaking, a blade that's really good at cutting the longer lengths is not going to be very good at cutting in the shorter lengths.
Yeah. How many different blades do you have?
Oh God, a lot.
No, but how many do you normally use?
Normally, it's a good question, man. Normally, I'll use 3 different blades. I usually use a taper blade, a fade blade, or a paper blade. And those are usually the 3 that will carry the day. I have kind of been enjoying using the Blur blades, though. Like, for anything like above the skin line, Oh man, you gotta say that. Obviously, there's work to be done here on that bottom skin line, but you gotta say that's actually done a pretty damn good job right there. Okay, question. He said, "Is the Mr. Cartoon Edition Rebel the updated version?" Yes, it is. It's the Rebel was updated. So basically, the way you could tell, a real easy way you could tell, is you can look at the cam followers. If they're green, then you have the newest version of the Rebel. If your cam followers are not green, then it's probably going to be a little louder than this. There's a few more ways you could tell. You guys could check out that video where I showed you guys. It's like, I think it's 5 key differences when I did the video that make it different. All right, I'm going to try applying a little bit of pressure above that skin line to see if I can force some hair into this blade. Man, there's a little bit of residual left, but I think that this new blur blade here is probably going to be the one that actually has a chance at removing some skin lines. All right. I got another camera over here filming, by the way. So let's go to a different section in the hair. Let's go maybe about right here, and let's see what a different one does. So we'll go with the flare blade now. The flare blade looks like this. What's kind of interesting between the flare blade and the master's blade, if you look, they both have a lot of teeth. They're not exactly the same, but they both got a lot of teeth, where if I go to the blur blades don't have nowhere near as many teeth. And I think these are made of aluminum or something, because they don't stick to the magnetic mat, whereas the flare and the masters do. So let's try the flare. Let's see what it does. All right, I gotta admit, guys, it's working, but it feels a little bit like it's pushing the hair a little more. It feels a little ratchet. It feels a little bit ratchet. Like, you know, pizza's still good because it's pizza, but like it's not good pizza. That's what I'm going for there.
Like sex, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's still good because it's happening.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what can it, if I close this all the way, can it get anything done with this skin line? Not really. Not really. Absolutely not. Now I think if I go back to the blur blade, which just seems to be much more able to cut those lower lengths, it definitely can cut. You know, I bet you could probably put your skin line in with this, work it out, and actually use this for the majority of your haircut if you wanted to. I probably wouldn't, because I could tell if I keep doing that, I'm gonna wind up making a mistake. So I don't want to force it, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. So let's use the original blur blade in the very back here. So the original blur blade, we have that on this one here. The 2 clicks open setting in the guideline. What the advantages are, I got you, Big T. I got you. So let's see if we can blend this section out while I talk about that. I'm gonna put this in the open position, and let's see what this does. Pretty good. I already knew this was gonna be good because the truth is I've had the original blur blade for quite a while, and I love using this. Like, the barber next to me, Kenny, he's always using it. He throws down some of the most fire work too. Like, the kid's got so much talent, and every time that he's at this stage in the haircut, like when his skin line is done, I'll look over at him and he'll always have one of these on there. You know, it's just fun to be able to move this a touch. So Big T, we're gonna get into that now. I'll talk about that. So let's say that I was approaching this fade without all these fancy schmancy tools. What I would do in almost every situation is I always start with it 2 clicks open. And the reason for that is because there's a little bit of an overlap between the half guard and the 1 guard. So if we go to use our 1 guard and we got it fully closed, we could make a line. If we go 2 clicks open, we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of room. Now, it's only in the beginning, see, that we do this. Like, the moment I start touching it, I start seeing what it's doing, you could open and close it as you see fit after that. But in the very beginning, I always like to touch it, you know, just 2 clicks open. All right, let's get rid of this bottom line. We're gonna start with this fully closed, actually, for the very bottom line. And, you know, obviously, if you're new at cutting hair, you're probably not gonna wanna charge in here with 4 different clippers that are set different ways, because you might get yourself lost, all right? And it might not lead to your best work. You're gonna find some tools that work good for you, stick with them, and I'm gonna go just 1 click at a time, and I'm only using like the corner of the blade. And the reason why I like to come from the bottom at this point in time is because I can't tell you how many times I'll do like a section like that, and it'll buff out perfect without me even going through all the steps. So it's one of the reasons why when I get towards the front of the hairline, I almost always begin to open it up a little bit more, use a little bit more of that corner action, and really feathering my way into there. And I'm keeping it alongside the head. You know, just out of curiosity, is there any type of hair that you guys struggle with cutting the most? Straight hair, curly hair, black hair, white hair, redhead hair? I don't really think nobody's haircut is particularly super easy. There's always a challenge with some type of hair, like thin hair, fine hair, absolutely. Like this is really fine hair, and this is going to show every single mistake I make. Now on the upside, when I do a good job on this haircut, it looks really good. Like it shows like a really nice transition into the top. You know, coarse hair, you're going to be able to get away with a little bit more in the parietal ridge area, but you're going to struggle to get the skin line out more. You know, that's what I feel has been my experience. So, you know, the moment I see certain types of hair, when I start to kind of work on something, I already know I don't do it that way. That won't lead to success. Most of the time I'll do it this way. I mean, look how easy that bottom line came out. That's actually come out very easy. No struggle whatsoever. He said when you can see the scalp before you start. Yep, absolutely. And with David's hair, had his hair not been so long, like when I did like the number 2, you can see through in some of the bumps and curves in his scalp. You can see through, you know, right to the skin. So you do got to be careful. So like right here, I'm gonna have him try to look down. He ain't got no neck, so I'm trying. So I got it fully closed, and I'll begin just using the corner. But one thing I've noticed myself doing, this is me, and I've seen other people do it, is they won't position the client to make it easier. Like, for instance, if his head was up here and I'm trying to chip into that section, I can't really see what I'm doing at all, right? Like I'm kind of cutting underneath, and I can't really see nothing. Let me crank that light up so you guys can see this a little bit better. But so what happens is, I want to make sure that I direct the client's head a little bit. Now I could see exactly what I'm doing, and I could come up with the right length to address each one of these dark spots. So just chipping into it little by little, making it happen. We got a little bit of residual from the trimmer, that's okay. And another thing, I've seen you guys get, like, some of you guys will get overwhelmed because you start thinking about the entire haircut. Like, you don't have to think about the entire haircut. We know we got some stuff we want to address up here. But what I'm trying to do right now is just isolate where I'm working. My only goal right now is to chip away at this skin line, make this look good. If you make another line, click the lever up one. Stay in that, you know, using the corner. Sometimes it probably looks like I got the whole blade down, but I don't. I'm usually favoring one side. So if I use this back of the comb here, back of the fade brush here, you can see that there's actually a good amount of space there as I'm working. So just making it easy on myself, especially during this process. I don't necessarily have to do that for every part of the haircut. Generally, when I'm putting in guidelines, you'll notice that I'll pretty much touch the whole clipper to the scalp. But when I'm removing guidelines, that's when I start to kind of tip it on an angle. One of the things that makes it tough is like you could do something on one side of the head that works out great and leads to success, and you do the same thing on the other side of the head and it doesn't work at all. Like right here, there's a dip right here. So whatever I do here, I'm probably gonna have to fight a little bit more in this little section than in other sections. So seems like I will be switching back to the blur blade and whatever else probably in that area to get that out, and that's what's going to make haircuts like this easier. You know, when you have the opportunity to move that lever rather than switch a guard, you can get really specific in the length that you're looking for. Now on this side, you guys remember I used the blur blade to remove most of that skin line, so this actually came out pretty easy. Just clicking it one step at a time. There's definitely a lot of clients that have issues when it comes to doing the edge ups, or issues when there's always something with a client that's going to cause you to struggle a little bit, for sure. So using this to kind of tie in them bottom lengths. As of right now, which one do you guys think, which clipper with those bigger blades on it, like the Masters, the Flare, the Blur, like which one have you had some interest in trying? Have you had any interest in trying any of those blades? I mean, no?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're a chef. What do you know?
I don't know if it's sharp or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I cut myself enough.
I cut myself today. I cut myself today in the dumbest of ways. Kenny goes, "Don't do that. You're gonna cut yourself." I was like, "No, I'm not." Ben, cut myself. He walked away. I was gonna try to hide it, but he would have known.
Can he sell on Instagram or no?
What's that?
Kenny on Instagram?
Oh yeah, no, Kenny right here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, he's there.
He's there?
Oh yeah,
Does he need help running his Instagram page?
Why, is he not posting?
I don't know. I can have my brother-in-law stop by again.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That was so funny. God.
I'll see if you need some social media counseling.
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
Tell him come meet with Kenny, see what he, see if he can't get
He's
his
such a
job.
personable guy.
Oh, 100%. That's pretty good, y'all. I mean, I'm happy with the way that got removed. That's moving through pretty quick. And now, let's actually switch gears here and see if one of
Oh,
these
look at
clippers-
that. He knew you were
There's
talking
Kenny.
about him.
There he is.
There he is. He's funny.
I said I just cut myself right after you said not to do what I was doing.
Everybody's getting nervous.
I did.
What's going on?
Whoa.
I'll fall out the
He's
chair.
falling out.
I'll fall out the chair. Damn, man. Let me get out of here. I caused havoc.
Yeah, look at
bro.
that.
Get the hell out of here.
Let me just sweep in here, bro. Cause, jeez, Louise.
I'm noticing that the Master is kind of like oddly going up and down in power.
Cause it's trash.
Whether it's encountering hair or not, I don't know, man. Andis needs to step their game up, bro. They really need a winner.
Blur guard. Don't you ever take so long to send a product out again. Ever. The
Kenny
worst
was not happy
customer
about that.
service I've ever dealt with in my life. You guys are worried about being on a YouTube video more than you're worried about getting the product out there.
All right.
Jesus.
They got you the product, bro. It's just roid rage. That's all that is.
7
That's
years
roid
later.
rage. 7 years later.
But amazing product.
Great product though. I don't know like how quickly you would get one if you ordered one now. Like if they're,
I think they sold out of the Crunch Blades. You have to pre-order them again.
that's what they were called.
The one that's on the Rebel is a Crunch Blade, and then the old one is called the Blur Guard. Or no, sorry, the blade is called the Blur Blade. That green guard that I have is called the Blur Guard, and then that other blade that's on the Rebel is called the Crunch Blade. That's what it is. That's a breakdown.
I don't know why I'm gravitating towards using this one. For some reason, this was the one that I decided to pick up. Like when I looked at the desk, like I was like, oh, I got some situation I want to work out, and this was kind of it. I do see that there's a couple of spots I might not be able to reach. I'm trying to do this with no real actual guards here. If there's like a little spot right in there that I can't quite get to, but overall, the Master's blade, not bad. I do think that this one here is probably the one most of you guys are going to gravitate towards because of the fact you can cut a lot closer. Now, if you're thinking about this the way I think about it, I don't really necessarily need it to cut super close. I have blades that can remove that and do a better job in the skin line removal area. So realistically, I want to make sure that it can cut well in the higher lengths. And getting used to using these, it takes a little bit because like that lever move that I'm so used to making, like one click or whatever, this one's on a floating taper so I can move it just a little bit. But that lever move you're making translates to a pretty big difference when you have a blade on here that's this steep. So, you know, that's the thing. These things take a little bit of time to get used to, for sure. Yo, what up? Primetime Cut. He's in the house. Cody, what's good?
He's still
Cody,
over there?
yeah, Cody's still over there at the shop.
Oh, I got some cheese made for you.
Mm-hmm. We over here still, Cody.
Yeah, but ooh, my cousin broke her heart.
Broke his heart?
No, yeah, probably. You know they got divorced.
Oh, you were. I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were related to her.
I'm not related to her. I'm related to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember like about a year ago they got married?
You know what I'm talking about? Which Cody I'm talking about?
No, I know it's Cody. The one that works for Gary. I'm talking about Gary.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about Gary's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She got divorced already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I remember all that now.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
I know Cody.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Because Cody's cool. Cody's a Miami fan. That's where I'm at. I'm with Cody.
Yeah, he's a
diehard Hurricane.
U.
Yup.
He's
Same.
of the U.
Same.
He's of the U variety.
That's right. And we're gonna win. Cam Ward all the way this year. National championship. Look out.
You think so?
I think we got a shot. Playoffs. Playoffs being bigger and also. Let's go. The U all the way. That's the only hope.
These guys are as hopeless as Bills fans. You know that?
I will always live and breathe 2001 Miami. Best college football team ever assembled.
I don't know nothing about it.
What? I know I ain't lying. Alright, you go. Okay, ready? Let's go. Sean Taylor, Ed Reed. Who else? Jonathan Vilma. Vince Wilfork. I mean, you had like what? I think it was like 12 number 1 first round draft picks.
So that whole team was gone the
And
next
then-
year.
Yep, and then eight of them are all Hall of Famers. I know my shit.
Damn.
You got McKinney. Who else? You got Clinton Portis. Look at this backfield. Clinton Portis. Willis McGahee.
I remember him.
Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee.
He said that recruiting class ran the NFL for years.
That's right. Oh, and then the one Frank Gore. You know Frank Gore?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Jeez. Gotta love it. Got Santana Moss. I can go all day about the U.
I guess you can, bro.
That's my wheelhouse.
I'm really happy with the connection that we've made from skin into about the mid part of this haircut. So I'm gonna move my main camera over here. Maybe it gets something, maybe it don't. And let's go ahead and finish off the rest of this blend. We're also gonna do his beard. One of the things that's really nice about using these is the beard. What you can do with them as far as the beard goes makes it super easy to just blend out the beard and one of the other things too, I used it on like my mustache, like right here where it's like a little bit longer, and I don't want to like
Eat your beard all day?
yeah, I don't want to like put a big clipper guard in there because then you're like banging it into the client's nose and stuff like that.
Oh, I do have a question for you though.
What you got?
If I am trimming my beard, because I'm trimming it, how do I hold the clipper? Like how you're holding it? Or do I hold it down and go down?
If you go down, like if you do it like this, you're probably gonna struggle because you got to be really careful doing this.
Yeah.
Like your best bet would be to put like a clipper, like a guard
I
on.
know I have a guard on. I have a guard
Yeah.
on. And just go up
pretty much just go up with it, and you can knock it all down to one length. That might be the safest way. If you put a shorter guard on and go down, if you stay going down the whole way around, you might be okay, but you could also make a mistake.
Gotcha.
But when I move it down this way, if you notice, I'm lifting up and off as I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Because what that's doing is that's just knocking out any of the little like weird flyaways.
Yeah, because with your beard, does your beard grow unevenly?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta sit there and you gotta take it, you gotta trim it. And
Yep.
you scissor it? You scissor it?
On the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna trim it, which I haven't actually even done that in a long time. I try to not cut my beard. I haven't cut my beard off in like 3 years. I haven't touched the very bottom of my beard in quite some time.
Yeah, but you let the white go, huh?
That's right.
That's right.
We'll just let it go, push it all to, I know it's uneven, but I'll just push it all towards the center, and that'll be, that'll be that. All right, well, while I decided to get involved in his beard, I'm actually going to turn this light down because it's so damn bright I can't even look at the phone. And at the expense of, I will show you my haircut here in a few minutes once we get a little bit closer to the end, but check out these trimmers, y'all. This is part of the Rebel combo. This is the Rebel trimmer. I don't know why, but I've been picking this over everything else. It cuts super nice. It makes really sharp lines, and it's probably got something to do with the shape of it. I really like the shape of it, and it just makes it it's just an easy thing to do. I've been using this for designs, edge ups, whatever. And how easy is that, y'all? What's the #1 trimmer you guys are rocking with right now?
Manscaped.
Manscaped. I'll tell you what, dude, Manscaped is kind of like a garbage deal.
Yeah, it's
Because they sell you like a really crappy clipper that is useless, and all it's gonna do is mess up your peaches. And they probably not gonna be trimmed the way you think they should be. You want to take a good amount of length off the bottom of the beard? You want me to like just shape it in?
Yeah, just shape it in there. The same thing. I'm just.
You
trying
gotta
to
wear one of those muffs at work.
No. Look, when you're the supervisor, you walk around and you just tell people what to do.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nice.
Very rarely you gotta pick up. You gotta
And the food's so shitty there that it really don't matter.
That's right. That's all we do. You know what I mean? But sometimes, yeah, you gotta throw down, but I don't have to wear anything.
Yeah, you might have to get up on the line and do something real quick.
That's right. Get up there and just tell him, yes, Eddie wants ketchup with his fries.
Imagine that, bro.
Imagine seeing him.
If you are at a restaurant and they sell French fries but they don't got ketchup, like what goes on? I don't even mean at a restaurant. If you're in a kitchen, period. Even if it's your kitchen. If it's your kitchen.
It's my kitchen. But see, that's the thing. I got a whole bunch of women that walk around. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you got white in your beard. Let me pluck it for you." I'm like, "No, it's fine.
Yeah,
Just let it roll." I feel like the more you pluck it, the more they come back.
Dude, when you pluck a gray, two grays grow back in its place.
Study's been done.
Oh yeah, studies have been done. Non-sophisticated YouTube Barber Academy studies.
Look at the progression of you.
Yep. All right, just go regular on the lip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this off the top of the lip. You ain't got hardly no lips. You need to get some Botox.
Some Botox?
Yeah, you get some
What doctor
Botox.
are you using?
No, I don't. I was born with juicy lips.
Juicy lips.
Real juicy lips. I was born with them, but like some people, you go to trim it off their lip and you realize there ain't no lip there. All right, I don't really. This one's set really sharp, so I don't really trust this one implicitly. I have the sideboard set back a little further. What is it, Tuesday? My lives on Fridays are lit. Like whenever I do a live on a Friday, it'd be like a couple hundred people in there the whole time. Today, the attendance has not been the greatest. But that's okay. We're still making inroads, man. Content is content.
I got a case of the Tuesdays.
Yep. I kind of do. I stayed up late watching that show, Your Honor, last night.
How is it?
You know, I got mixed feelings about it. Like, I like it.
Is it like Lincoln Lawyer?
Nah, not really. It's, you know, Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the lead, and he was the director of this. And he's such a great actor. It's fun watching him act. But the story, I don't know, it's getting a little bit far-fetched. Like, at first it was plausible, and then it was like, yeah, that's probably not super plausible. And then it was like, wow, I don't even think any of this could ever happen. I don't know, like me, I kind of got to believe that it could happen. That's why I like Game of Thrones so much.
Game of Thrones is good.
That could have happened. That's a very plausible story.
Like, I'm back into Dexter.
Are you?
Yeah, because they released it back on Netflix.
Your length is pretty long down here, dog.
I know.
I like it.
Trying to get like you.
Dude, it's almost like you got some testosterone. Because dude, sometimes, you know, when you're in the kitchen, you could be confused as a beta male.
Thanks. That's what I was going for. Like
Nah, bro, some chefs
non-threatening.
are manly as hell, though. Like, you can't, you know, Anthony Bourdain. Why is every chef a little weird, like a little out there?
Because you gotta be.
I appreciate that, man. Renee said, I just found your channel and I really enjoy your content. Just purchased an X Ergo and a Saber trimmer and Uno 2.0. There you go. That's a really solid setup you got there, Renee. You're going to do some good work with that. So, yeah, I don't know why chefs, like the real popular chefs, they're always a little weird, though. Like, you never see no chef walk in there and be
let me. I'm sure you get hit with it. I try not to hit you with too many stupid questions. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like, and let's just give you a little example. It's just like, oh, that broccoli cheddar soup. What kind of, that's dairy free, right? I can have that? I'm like, no, it has, well, how'd you make it dairy free? I didn't. You know?
Well,
It's just
how's it
like-
going to have cheddar in it and somebody's going to say, is that dairy free?
It's like,
Like, that's
or better yet, I'll take, it's like, oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh.
so many.
Yeah. So many. It's like, oh, I'll take my burger medium, throw a portobello mushroom on there. I want that medium as well. Bro, it's a vegetable. like, come on. Like, after hearing that like 3 or 4 times a day, you're like, I'm
Hey,
done.
is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
It's a fruit. The seeds are on the inside. Same with the cucumber.
Wait. So you're saying that if it is a fruit,
It
it's
has
got seeds inside?
Yep. Just like bananas have seeds, very small.
Wait a minute. I never seen no banana with a seed in it.
Yeah, they're really tiny in the middle. But those are not real bananas. Those are GMO.
Fake bananas?
Oh yeah. Everything in
Yeah?
the world's fake. Fake.
You think bananas are good for you? Like even the fake ones?
I
Or
don't
the
think-
organic ones?
No, I think it's all the same.
You think it's all the same?
It's all the same.
They're in the same
I think
field?
I think they're just paying more money. That's probably the same thing with your clippers, you know?
Yep, it's
You
all
know,
the same.
it's all the same, but like, you know which ones are good,
Yep.
you know, but at the same time,
So when you go to the grocery store, do you
bro,
do you stare at the fruit before you buy it or the vegetables before you buy it?
I don't go to the grocery store, bro.
Somebody else shops for you.
No, salad, no. I just,
How do you
I get it
cook?
from my kitchen.
What about at your house? It don't just grow in your fridge, does it?
No, but I take it from my. Okay, I go, hey, this is how it rolls. This is how it rolls. Hey, what do you want to eat tonight? Oh, I want a Caesar salad. Bam, I make a Caesar salad. I bring it home. No,
Oh,
left.
you make it before you leave.
That's right.
I see.
So I'm not doing double the work when I get home.
Yeah, I see.
Like,
what
do you
you're
cut
saying.
your son's hair at home?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because it's just too busy here. That if I try to cut him here, it's just this big fiasco.
Yeah.
But he's the only one I'll cut inside my house.
I gotcha.
I just put a boat in my garage, so the garage cuts are done.
Garage
I had a couple depressed neighbors. I was like, sorry, dude, it's just too hot.
Those are my favorite. You made me come over with my shirt cut off all the time.
Yep.
It's weird. Like 50% off.
50% off if you take your shirt off.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like you ever see the Have You Cheated on Your Barber skit? Did they ever make you watch that?
I think I've seen like skits of them, but I haven't seen the one that you showed me.
No, dude, this one is like one of the greatest skits ever made. Like, period. It's so good. But the guy cheats on his barber and gets caught, and it leads to like a series of unfortunate events. And there's a dude, like he's on the phone trying to get the guy to cut his hair. He said, "Go to your other barber and get your hair cut. I'm not cutting your hair no more." And there's a dude in the garage behind him. He just opens the garage door. He goes, "Hey, you need a haircut?" So he gets his haircut over there. The dude's like slapping him when he's cutting his hair. It's so funny.
Ooh. I haven't been to the grocery store in forever. I still go there to buy the kids snacks, but you know, all the stuff I can't really get. You know them kids.
Which grocery store?
It doesn't matter. Publix.
What do you think has the best groceries? See the table?
No. That's you're getting propaganda in that. You know what I mean?
I like that propaganda.
I know you do. I'm not saying it's bad propaganda.
You guys have never seen a grocery store like one that we have.
And then a lot of people, you know what's funny is a lot of people are trying to copy that motto.
There is?
Yeah, there's another store. I think Fresh Point's trying to do it. Try to copy his motto, like walk around with a beer and shop. You know?
What about the political stuff? They're probably
No. Probably
they're afraid.
Yeah, they're staying away from it.
Yeah. During COVID, they had the big old sticker of Anthony Fauci with the lion clown nose right on the freezer doors when you go to open them. Joe Biden's face is in the urinal.
It's funny. I found this one guy. It's like, it's okay for you. He just hit you with like one quote, and this is the one that stuck with me. It's okay that you can assume that I'm racist, but it's not okay for me to assume your gender. You know what I mean?
There's so many like crazy ones like that.
I know. And the other guy, he goes, according to Fauci, we should all be dead right now. You know, if we didn't get our vaccination shot, we should all be dead. You know.
Sterling had the funniest story going over to see the table where some guy busted open the door while he was in the bathroom taking a crap, and the dude ripped the door off the hinges.
What?
Yeah, because he was looking for his friend and he started yelling for his friend in there, and the dude, you know, so Sterling was not his friend, so he didn't say nothing. So the dude walks over to the thing and notices the feet on the ground, and he yanks the door open, and Sterling's just sitting there,
Just looking up at him.
and the dude's like, "Bro, why didn't you say nothing?" He's like, "You're mad at me for this?" But you know, the way he would tell that story, bro, he'd always have us cracking up whenever he talked about it.
I saw him. He popped up on my TikTok. That was funny. He's trying to teach people how to play the guitar.
Thank you, Smoke One. Appreciate you, man. This is the best barber channel. We're just out here having some fun today, man. Tying it in, doing a little bit of a live here, and you know, on a lazy Tuesday. So I should name this live. This is Lazy Tuesday.
Lazy Tuesday.
Yep. We're getting it dialed in a little bit here. A little bit more to go. Remember, guys, I turned off this light here that would actually show you what a nice haircut this is becoming. But I can't keep this light on right now. It's just too bright to stare at. I was getting blinded when I went to look back at the haircut. So I will bring you in for a closer look here in a few minutes. We're almost done.
Oh, they can all judge you?
Yeah, and then you know, everybody on this line's been really cool. Nobody's you know, when you're doing art, not everybody's gonna like the art you do. And that's okay. But going to Vegas, my art is taking me to Vegas next week, California the week after. And then show circuit is officially done for the year. And we'll pick up again. I shouldn't say it's officially done. There's still going to be some shows that go on, but nothing too big that I'll be there.
How many people usually go?
Oh, some of the big shows, dude, thousands. I think from your show, God, there had to be, if I had to guess, I'd say like 50,000 people probably went. Like a lot of times when I'm cutting hair on stage at those places, a lot of times there'll be like 100 people around me watching. So it's pretty cool. All right, I went back to the 1.5 to see what the difference between using that and using this would be. The one that I keep picking up for some reason is this one, because it's not making like a bad impact to my haircut. It's something about when you rock with this, it just kind of takes care of the places that you're looking at. You know, I'm looking at a dark spot. I rock with it a little bit, maybe move the lever up some. I gotta say, this lever is very janky, and it takes a good amount of work to get this dialed in to actually get it working right. But now that I have, I could see myself using this a little bit. Williamsport Barber Supply has you covered. You can use my code Eddie. You can Eddie10 to save 10%. And you guys can try one for yourself. Grab yourself a Fat Master blade, put it on an Andis Masters, and see what you guys think of it. I do think that the blur blade is probably the one that you guys are gonna like the most, because something that seems pretty evident to me when you guys are leaving comments is you like to see clippers be able to cut a little bit closer. A lot of you guys are probably not using a taper blade. Drop it in the comments right now if you're using a taper blade when you cut hair. If you're not using a taper blade, you're gonna definitely have some struggles with certain hair types for sure. So I kind of want a chance going in here just a tiny bit with this, but I don't want it to make a line, so I'm gonna keep it on an angle a little bit. Not bad. That's what I mean. It's a little bit, you're not really 100% sure when you bounce around to the extent that I did in this haircut, away from my normal processes. But out of all of them, I could probably render a little bit of a verdict right now. I'd say the new blur blade right here, this one here is probably going to be your best all around. Now the Fat Master is going to be a little bit better than the blur blade when it gets to the longer lengths. Seems like it's really smooth and really doing a good job fading. So, I'd say it's pretty much between those two. The flare, I wasn't a big fan of that flare blade. When I picked it up, I just didn't really enjoy the way it cut. Most of these don't come with a cutting blade. So, you're going to wind up using that Clippers cutting blade. And if that Clippers cutting blade is not long enough in the back, it's going to fall off of that. And it's probably going to cause you some issues. So, all right, let's use a little bit of shear over comb. Tie this last little bit in, and I think we're going to be just about there. Turning this off, y'all. I can't keep getting blinded like that. So, I can see all the dark spots right here that I want to get after. When I comb this down, being that his hair is dry, I can really see it well. So now, just trying to keep my thumb. The only thing that's moving is my thumb. And it works a lot like a clipper blade, really. I could even use a little clipper over comb to do this technique as well. Usually for bigger sections, I would use clipper over comb. Yeah, man. I gotta do a haircut out on my new boat one of these days. He said I was using a cheap Walmart clipper my bro bought me for my birthday, and the blade is flat. It's probably a fade blade, more than likely. The wall ones that you're gonna see in Walmart, a lot of the Walmart blades, most of the time they're just gonna have a run of the mill kind of fade blade on them. Might not even be all that great. Actually, it's definitely not gonna be all that great. So, as a chef, when you buy a new knife, do you go to Walmart to buy it?
No.
Where do you buy your knife from?
Either Mustaf or kitchen supply store. Something I can at least hold before I.
You gotta have something fancy.
Yeah. I gotta have something. Ooh, what's
and how much?
What's the one on Honda? Oh yeah, you do. It's right next to Whole Foods. Sur La Table.
Oh, I've seen it. I know what you're talking
Sur
about.
La Table. They let you play with all their fancy knives. Yeah, but I'm looking at $500, $600 per knife.
That's what you pay?
Yeah.
And how long does this stay good for?
Depends on how well you take care of it. You hold
My
it.
guess is
You take it, you sharpen it, you take care of it. It can last you a good 10 to 7 years. Sorry, I did that backwards. 7 to 10 years.
10 to 7 years? Is that right?
Yeah. 7 to 10 years. So, It's all about like the investment that you want to put into it and like what you're if you really wanted to continue doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah, there are cheaper knives out there like $100 or you know what I mean. But if you really want a good knife that's gonna last you, have durability, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's probably not stainless steel.
No. This is Japanese steel, Damascus, nice. Or you can get German steel. I mean, there's just always the
Swedish steel.
No. German steel is supposed to be strong. It's supposed to be like more like butcher cleavers, stuff like that. Japanese is more fine fish. You know what I mean? So it depends
Easier
on
to sharpen.
Yeah, easier to sharpen, stuff like that. But it depends on what you want. And then you want something for meat, for butchering. That's fun. You ever had we went out to the fair. Woo! Got to spend daddy's money. Spent $100,000 in animals. The 4-H club bought them, slaughtered them.
Really?
That was fun.
$100,000?
$100,000 in animals.
jeez.
But you gotta think about it. It's for the 4-H. It goes to a good cause.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
jeez.
All the kids walking out with like $5,000. Yeah, think about it too. This girl, like maybe a $125, like maybe like 14 or 15 years old, had a 1,200-pound cow. Right?
Jeez.
This thing broke her toe, and it was just moving left or right. I felt so bad for her. We bought her a cow. For like, now think about it. Right now, think about it. Think about this.
Felt bad. I bought
bad.
that cow and I killed it.
I bought that guy. That's right.
We bought that cow and we killed it.
Yo, man. You want to see some fun stuff? Go out to Elva. Woo!
Really?
That's got the butchery out there. They got a couple butcheries out there. You can get nice.
How much does a full cow cost?
Right now?
Uh-huh.
Per pound for the. If you got 1,000, I'd say about $9, $10 a head, $10 a head. So $10 times 800. And that's
What?
Not, yeah.
It costs that much?
Yeah. So think about this. We
10
paid,
times 800?
Yep. How much you looking at? $8,000?
$8,000.
But that'll feed you for a full year. One cow will feed you for a full year.
Well, that's not that bad then.
Exactly. Feed you and your whole family. So if you look at it as an investment.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we did.
I guess so.
But
That's not a bad move.
But we upped the price. I did so this cow was 1,200 pounds, about $15 a pound. And all that money didn't go to the parents, went straight to the kid.
Nice.
You know what I mean? You gotta eat animals.
Yep.
Like there's a gator hanging out around my paw, and I don't want to go out and catch it. Just nice little gator nuggets.
Oh yeah. So I'm just using a little bit of the, this is actually Jesse Elite's brand. He's actually got a nice product here that goes straight into your gun. You easily kind of bring them lines out a little bit. And yeah, I like this product a lot, man. If you're gonna use an air gun, this product is pretty awesome. It doesn't clog the gun. Oh, really? It's a pretty good job. Especially for somebody with a beard like his, he's got a lot of little spots in his beard that don't grow super full. So he's, if you want to, it's one of my favorite things too. Is when I get a client who's never really been to a barber, and you really just go all out and do his beard really nice. I just love the reaction. They're like, wow, that's what my beard line could look like, if I was a man.
Being one of those beta males.
Yeah. Tell you what, dude, some of these transgenders are getting real sneaky, dude. That one in the show Your Honor, the girl that the guy's dating, transgender.
So what you're saying is you get a crush?
I mean, it looked more like a dude, to be real, right from the beginning. And he's also sleeping with his teacher too, and she's bad. I don't know why he would stop. But
yeah, but see, here's the thing though. Me and the boys talk about it at lunch. We're like, okay, let's say you didn't know, right? Let's just say you didn't know. Let's say you don't know, right? But then midway you come to find out wow, this person's a little too good at this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do you finish? You're already there.
Well,
You're already there, or do you just pull out?
I can't imagine finding myself in a position
Oh, no, don't say never.
Well, I wouldn't say never. I'm a married man. You know, it's gonna stay that way.
It's gonna stay that way.
Look, even if I wanted to leave my wife, there's just too much weird shit going on, dude. Like, imagine having to figure all that out as a single person. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, is this a conversation that young people are having now? Like, hey, were you born a woman or just become one? Like, not a big deal. Just want to know. Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
I mean, dating seems really complicated now, man. It seems like any type of long-term relationships that people might be seeking now are going to be really hard to find now.
True. You're not wrong on that.
Like, I mean, it looks like you're getting everything you want out of a long-term relationship in the short term. And, you know, I hear these guys, I listen to what they say. They be saying, like, you know, they be having some crazy times. But at the same time, it's like, I'm sure that gets old.
I'm just saying.
You're saying you'd finish it up?
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm right about there, dude.
Okay, I'll be chilling up front.
Yep.
Just saying, you're already there. You might as well be there. You know what I mean? You're already there. You're already there.
Oh, man.
I mean, who's gonna know? There's no. Yeah, me. So
you'll know. That's the one that.
it's just here. I got one. I heard it, and then of course, it started a whole conversation in a shower. Which way do you face? Do you face the head or do you face away from the head?
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. You go hot water. You go warm water. Some people even go cold water.
Well, yeah.
And I knew some people finish cold water. I'm like, why?
I do cold water straight.
Yeah, but you straight to the head, or you go to the back of the head?
No, straight.
Straight.
Straight arm. Yep. No, I've been doing that ever since I read that Wim Hof book. The cold water thing, man, it's crazy. It caused me to jump in the water in Buffalo in January. I've jumped in water with ice in it many times.
Mm-hmm.
I've jumped in water that was so cold that it burns your skin.
Jeez. I walked in freezers like that.
Well, it's not part of my normal job, you know.
We got this new machine because you know.
Wait, hold on a second real quick. I just want to get to the very bottom here. That was good.
We got this whole new machine, $100,000, right?
Uh-huh.
Freeze anything. Hot soup within an hour. Frozen. Boiling hot soup.
How long would it
Because
take
it
to
sucks.
freeze hot soup without an hour? Like,
He
normal?
was looking at 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Man.
I'm talking like 5 gallons, a nice 5-gallon bucket.
Wow, a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah,
Within an
that's
hour.
a different story.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a little soup,
No.
a little can of soup. I'm like, it can't take no 8 hours to freeze no little can of soup.
No, I'm talking like a 5-gallon bucket.
All right, y'all, let's check out the completed haircut here. I'll bring you a little bit closer. Take you away from this front-facing camera for a second. And there we have it, y'all. What y'all think, man? Drop a comment. Probably, I'll go ahead and take care of that little hair right there since he's going to be wearing it over, but, like, no big deal. So, and then you guys can see, like, that kind of brought his beard line out a little bit. That looks pretty good there on the beard. Ties it all in a little bit. I'm going to clean him up. I got another client waiting. But not bad for jumping around with a bunch of different clippers that I don't normally cut with. And like I said, man, his hair, it looks really good once it's cut. But a lot of these like finer haircuts, man, they can be really challenging. So, you know, you just got to make sure that you take your time and go through all your steps. I want you guys to see how a little bit of aftershave, I bet it's burning his head right now. But check out how the Zuka neck guard does. So right here, kind of hard to see, but all the hair is kind of stuck to this. And none is stuck to him, other than the hair that's attached. So typically what I will do is I'll just take the razor, because he's got to go back to work, so I don't want any hair really going down his neck. And that's another great reason to have this little studio thing, because, you know, I can blow really any of that hair away from my feet if I've cut a lot off, and all of that hair off of his neck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy conversation we have. We do appreciate you guys for all the thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already check out some of the full videos. One I just released yesterday, really good tutorial. We used the board, really broke it down well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. We do